Good evening, everybody. Time for another beer review. We're going to do a good old Belgian one today, back to the Belgians. It is a Trappist. We haven't done a Trappist for a while. It's one that I've never had actually. It's Trappistes Rochefort 10. Or 10, I suppose, because it's French. Well, it's the French side of Belgium. It's, like I say, it's from a Trappist abbey in Belgium. Got the stamp there, official Trappist product, sorry, authentic Trappist product. It's a big beer, mind you, on the ABV. It's 11.3, so be careful. It's the Trappistes Rochefort. They do 3 beers. It's more or less the same beer, but just brewed to different strengths, I think. They do 6, which is 7.5% ABV. They do 8, which is 9.2, and the 10, which is 11.3. So the ABV is always slightly higher than the number of the beer in practice. In theory it's supposed to be the same, but it ends up always being more. So they've just kept it like that. Yeah, so it's made in the Trappist monastery, like I say, in Abbé Saint-Rémy in Rochefort, Belgium. And yeah, crack it open, it's a strong one. I've kept it in the fridge for about 45 minutes and I've had it out just for a little while, maybe sort of 5-10 minutes. You just want to have it cool, you don't want to have it cold by any means. Of course it's bottle conditioned, so there's sediment at the bottom. So we're just going to pour the whole lot into the glass without leaving any, obviously just the sediment at the bottom. There you go, 10. As I explained in my beer mail, if you haven't watched it, I'll explain briefly again. This is the reason I've got my most recent case of beers. I did the beer mail. And the reason for that case was this beer, because this is the 3rd time I've had it, but I've never actually tried it. The first time I've had it in the house, first one I ended up giving to somebody as a present. The second one got knocked off and smashed, and so this is the 3rd one. So hopefully 3rd time lucky, we're going to actually get to try it this time. So obviously my wife said, oh, you can order it again, don't worry, but it's £7 postage and packaging from the beer people. So rather than just get this, I should get my money's worth and got a small case, and obviously did a beer mail. So yeah, that's the story behind this one. Right, we're just going to get it in there, and it doesn't matter if you get a bit of the sediment on these, by the way, but hopefully we'll get minimal. It's not an incredibly dark beer, which I thought it might be a little bit darker than this. That's good, we don't want a massive head and I have a feeling we're not going to get one. Sometimes the stronger they are, the less head you get. In fact, that's a very, very flimsy head. That's how a proper Trappist quadruple should look, really. The head could have been better. I'm a bit disappointed with that, but perhaps that's just the way I poured it. There's quite a lot of natural carbonation in there. I expected it to be slightly headier than that. Obviously the way I poured it carefully to start with, and I've just ruined any chances of a head. In fact, whatever there is there is disappearing very, 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 very quickly. In fact, it's just about gone. But so that was a rubbish pour, I'm afraid. I could have got a bit more head on that, but that's my fault, not the beer. Unless of course it's off, but we don't know that yet because we haven't tried it. I highly doubt it, these things keep forever. Yeah, it's a nice murky brown. It looks light when you're pouring it, it's like a nice amber hued beer, but then when you get it in the glass it's just murky brown, which is what it should be, like river water. That's how they should look, that's just how they should look. That carbonation's settled a bit now. A few little streams of bubbles streaming to the top, but it's sort of light brown, almost reddy hued towards the top and the bottom, but right through the centre of it you can't see. It's just murky and solid. Right, I'll have to agitate it a bit as I go down, like I say, but we'll try and get a bit of a nose on it now. Excuse my cold. Ooh, a bit of a brandy sort of edge to it there, but it's typical dark fruit, fairly sweet smell. Don't forget it's 11.3. Try and swizz it around a little bit there. Yeah, quite a, not dark roasted, but sort of dark figgy, datey sort of fruit smell. Bit of sweet caramel coming through there as well. But anyway, I'll hopefully get a bit more of a smell as it goes down. So, cheers, what should I say? Prost. Ooh. I personally don't think there's nothing too complex about that, but that's good. That's not a bad thing at all. You get, that's actually slightly more carbonated on the tongue than I thought it was, but it soon disappears, but you can feel it when you first put it in. Let me just try and clear my nose a bit, because I've got a bit of a stuffed up nose that might be hindering things, which isn't good. It's cold outside and I've just gone out with slightly damp hair, so it's my own fault. Yeah, it's you do get that figgy, datey taste coming through. It's the right serving temperature. I've served it that rightly in the temperature. It's quite sticky. It's a pretty heavy-bodied beer, although it's not super heavy. It's fairly heavy-bodied. There's no denying that alcohol presence. Not masked. It's warming and you can taste it. Gives it a nice saccharine, sweet, bitter aftertaste with that almost like syrupy caramel sort of taste, but not sickly so by any means. Rich and dark. Very tasty indeed. I would say it's got a bit of burnt malt, a bit like a stout or a porter. It's not so much fig, it's more sort of raisin, maybe plummy sort of. These are all cliched with the dark fruits, but it's true. That's what you get. My only criticism is perhaps it's a little bit too carbonated. Of course it's all natural, but it feels like it should be smoother for the taste. But yeah, it's like I said before at the beginning, it's I'm changing that a little bit. I said it was like brandy, a bit of a brandy taste. It's not. It's like I think I said that. Yeah. It's more rum really, like a dark, sweet alcohol taste. It's good. It's very good. Trappist beers always are. You can never get a bad Trappist beer. The only time you'll ever have a bad Trappist beer is if for whatever reason it's off. But you know, if they're in good nick, Trappist beers are fantastic. Right, I'm going to go and sip away at that. Sweet, not hoppy in the least, although you do get a dry bitter finish, but I think that's the alcohol. Bit of a sort of syrupy caramel vibe sort of throughout the whole thing, cuts through it, but then you get that robust dark fruit. Not a very astringent finish. It still feels quite light in your mouth after it's gone. You don't get that sort of like dryness of the tongue. Excuse me. It's almost like a cocoa sort of taste as well. I guess with the darkness and the sweetness together, it's almost like a cocoa sort of taste. It's very good. Just take your time with it though. It's a sipping beer because it's 11.3, don't forget. Warming, dark, fairly sweet. That's a good beer. Just try and pour it a little bit better than I have. You're not going to get a massive head with this one anyway, but still, it would have been nice to see a bit more of a head. But nonetheless, fantastic beer. Cheers guys, until next time.